Hello friends, how are you all doing? I hope you're all doing fine. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for your love and your support. I really appreciate much. But if it is your first time here on my channel, welcome to my channel. Please, before you leave, remember to subscribe. And when you subscribe, YouTube automatically will turn on the notification bell so that you will be the first one whenever I upload a new video. So please don't forget to do that. And thank you so much. So dear friends, in our today's video, we are going to be having a story time of a Kenyan lady by the name of Rebecca in her 30s. Rebecca found love on online dating app within a day of joining and found a guy from Germany. His name is Peter. Rebecca thought that guy was the right guy, you know, that Mr. Right, a guy who truly loves her, a guy who likes family, you know, he has good family values. But after she started dating that German guy, things turned out differently, and in 8 months of their relationship, Peter became Rebecca's worst nightmare. So she is here to share with you her love story. Of course, I'll be the one narrating her story to you. I know most of you like to see, you know, the person that went through, you know, the whole experience, but not everyone is camera friendly. Not everyone is okay to put her face to the world and tell her experience, which is a very, very bad experience, traumatic one. It's not easy, guys, but because I love you guys and I want you to learn, that is why I ask these stories and I bring them here to share everything to you so that you get to learn. Because I know most ladies that follow me here on my channel, it's because you are on the dating sites and apps searching for the right guy. So if you are searching for the right guy, you should have the guidance on how to find that right guy. Listening to a story like this will show you, oh, so I can find a guy who is like this, and if I see these kinds of red flags, I shouldn't ignore them. I should stop the relationship as early as possible before that guy becomes my worst nightmare, before my life gets ruined. And the truth is, not every white guy is a husband material. Not every white guy is a quality guy. You need to know the signs of a quality guy and the signs of a guy who is not a quality guy. Yes, that will help you very, very much. That will put you into the hands of the right guy, because you can't just go to the dating sites and thinking, oh my god, every white guy is good, loving, white guys don't lie, I can't find a toxic guy. You will end up finding a guy like Peter, Rebecca's boyfriend. Yeah. So without wasting much of your time, guys, let us jump into this love story. Grab a glass of wine, glass of water, some popcorns, juice, anything to keep you company as you enjoy it. Yeah. So dear friends, Rebecca tells us was born and raised in Kenya, in the coast of Kenya, to be precise, Mombasa. Yeah. So grew up and reached the right age to start dating. Dated a certain Kenyan guy. All went well at first, eventually decided to get married. Got married, but then later things changed and that led them to divorce. So after divorcing, kept on with her life. You know, she is a responsible lady. And then one time meets this Italian guy, an Italiano, in Mombasa. So after meeting this Italian guy, they started talking as friends. And as they were talking, the Italian guy tells Rebecca, I am here in Kenya, but what brought me here is my Kenyan girlfriend that I met on a dating app called Bumble. But after arriving here, this Kenyan girl has run away from me. Actually, the Italian guy was so heartbroken. And you who is watching me, you might be that Kenyan girl that ran away from my brother-in-law. Why did you do that? But some Italians are really, really hard to deal with. So, because these people were friends, actually, Rebecca had no intentions of dating that Italian guy. I was like, no, he is not my type. But because he said he met the Kenyan lady on a dating app, why can't I try online dating and find that right guy just for me, a guy of my type? And that's when Rebecca joined Bumble, put up her profile, uploaded only 2 pictures. It was on Saturday. That Saturday, browsed through lots of men's profiles on Bumble, and on Sunday got a message of a German guy. His name is Peter. This German guy, oh my god, he was very good looking, had a very cute smile that attracted Rebecca. So sent her a message and Rebecca responded. After responding, that is when Peter told Rebecca, you know what, I'm actually very close to you. And Rebecca tells us wasn't living in Mombasa, was living in Nairobi, but had returned, to visit a friend in Mombasa, was staying at her friend's place. So this guy told her that I'm actually very close to you. I am at Watamu. Oh my god, she was surprised. The guy told her I'm here for vacation. So here Rebecca says at Watamu there is lots of white guys, but has never even tried to date one because of their behaviors, how they behave towards black women. They use black women as just objects. Most guys that go there, they're not looking for a relationship, but they are goodies diggers. Yeah, so she was always scared, to date such kind of white guys. But this German guy, Peter, told her, no, I just came to Watamu just for vacation, and actually I am with my family, my father, my aunties, yeah, didn't have the mom. The mom had passed away some years back. So Rebecca told herself, this must be a different white guy, not like these ones that I see here. I am going to give him a chance. So they chatted, and after chatting that day, the next day, this guy asked Rebecca her Facebook account name. Was like, share with me your Facebook account name so that I can call you. You tell me the direction of where you are and come to meet you. Rebecca was like, wow, this is good. The guy didn't rush to ask me for WhatsApp number. That means he wants to first get to know me, and once he trusts me, then that's when we can exchange WhatsApp numbers. So gave out her Facebook account name, and yes, Peter called Rebecca. Rebecca gave him instructions of where she is. He arrived, and when he arrived, Rebecca tells us the first impression wasn't all that good because he was wearing a cape, turned at the back, which is a sign of a player. He was wearing a vest and a short plus the sneakers. So yeah, when Rebecca saw him, went and they said hello to each other, for that first time, then went to sit on the balcony to have a talk. So dear friends, when they went to the balcony to talk, Peter started asking Rebecca to tell him her past relationship, how did it go? And at that time, Rebecca never wanted to go so deep into her past, so had to cook up a story, be like, I left my ex because he was a drug addict. And that's when Peter told Rebecca, you know what, even me in the past, I have used cocaine. Oh my god, that's red flag number 1. But Rebecca had to ask him, so are you still using cocaine, or now you stopped, you are sober? Then he was like, no, those are the things of the past, and that's how she ignored it. That is when she told herself, I've been running away from these white guys, I will run till when? Also at that time, Rebecca was following all these TikTokers who gives advice on how to date a white guy, those who do videos of connection, hookups and all that. Yeah, so she could listen to their advice, and one of the advice that she got from the TikTokers is that once you find a white guy and he shows interest in you, then you go on a date, make sure you dress well, you smell very good, you be romantic, caring, share that public affection to that white guy. Convince him that you are the one, because there is a lot of competition. So that is the advice she got from TikTokers and took it seriously. But before I continue, guys, I have been giving you advice and I won't stop. You can never convince a guy, whether a white guy, whether a black guy, to like you, to fall in love with you, to marry you. That will never ever happen. I've also been seeing some of my babies, they write to me, "Oh Bella, this guy is telling me, convince me that you are a good woman." Or some be like, "Bella, help me. How can I convince this guy so that we can keep on talking? Because I like him already." My response is always, you cannot convince a guy to like you. You cannot convince a guy to keep on chatting with you if himself, like by chatting with you, by asking you questions, he hasn't seen anything special in you to be like, I'm keeping this girl. No matter what you do, won't help. So that advice that she got from TikTokers was actually wrong, sadly. But at the same time, had experience from other friends who met white guys there. They could tell her most of the white guys there, they are so, fetish. Some could ask, are you bisexual? Oh my God. Or they take you out and when you arrive there, they offer you drinks. They hurry up to make you get drunk. And when you get drunk, start touching you, eventually take you to bed. So Rebecca actually knew what she wanted. But according to the guy's explanation, what they have been talking about for that short period of time was like, this is kind of like something that I wouldn't put myself into. But at the same time, think of the TikTok advice, and eventually the TikTok advice overruled what she wanted. And here adds something that while they were still chatting before meeting, he wrote something that to her sounded very disrespectful, but Peter told her, no, it was a typo, a typing error. So they were talking and Rebecca asked Peter, how is Watamu? And he responded, I am sexy. So when she asked, he was like, no, I made a mistake. I meant to say I was sweating, but ignored that too, because was told on TikTok, once you find a white guy, go with the flow. That white guy might open the doors for you, help you to go to Europe. So you can just use him as a bridge to get to Europe. Another advantage that she was given. Yeah, and the reason why I'm always careful of what I say here is because I know you take my advice very, very seriously. So I wouldn't put any information here to mislead you, just like what we are hearing now. Because what Rebecca used to do is to follow the TikTok advice, knowing those people have got enough experience. With her, doesn't have any experience of dating a white guy, doesn't have any experience when it comes to being in an interracial relationship. So trusted those people and followed step by step, though could see some things are a red flag, but kept on convincing herself that no, I should listen to what the ladies are saying on TikTok, the love coaches. So they kept on talking, and then Peter tells Rebecca, I grew up in Kenya. Yeah, till when I was 10 years old. I grew up in Mtwapa, and then we moved back to Germany. Right now, I just came back to Kenya, just to enjoy Kenya after a long period of time not being here. So to her, he seemed like a solid family guy. Yeah, that guy that you can trust, and was very upfront, told Rebecca, can you be my girlfriend? I would want us to date. and also suggested if she has got a bikini, can, take her bikini and then go to the hotel where he is staying so that they can go swimming. Rebecca was like, fine, no problem. Was just going with the flow. So took her bikini and then went to the hotel where Peter was staying with his parents, but of course was sleeping in a different room. So arrived there, went to the water, started swimming, and while swimming, the guy was holding her, trying to find that connection. Yeah, and they felt connected, started touching each other, a bit, kissing little by little. Then it became, evening. Then he said, it's very cold here, we can go to my room. So when Rebecca heard that, was like, I hope this guy doesn't think will take me to his room and eat them the goodies. But no, they went to his room and she changed. After changing, told her, I am going to be changing the hotel because in the past I had a Kenyan girlfriend that my dad knew, but things did not go well with that Kenyan girl, so we ended things. I just left her, so I wouldn't want my dad to see me with another woman, to see like I have moved on very, very fast. So that is why I'm changing the hotel. Let's move to another hotel. You can also take your things from your friend and come join me in my hotel. So after changing, went to another hotel, took a room, and after that, accompanied her to the friend's place, got out of the tuk-tuk, went to the friend's house and told the friend, I've met this white guy and he's really, really good, so I'm moving to his hotel. The friend was actually shocked, like, what? Really? She said yes. The friend was like, okay. So took her things. So guys, after taking her things from her friend's place, joined Peter into the tuk-tuk and went to his hotel room. So arriving in the hotel room, that's when he was like, are you hungry? And she said, kind of, not much. So they went to the restaurant, and when they seated down to order for food, Peter tells Rebecca, you know what, because you have said you're not so much hungry and you appetite, you don't need much food. We can order only one plate. Rebecca was like, okay, fine. So he orders for one plate. They bring the food, start eating. The guy ate almost all the food and Rebecca ate little, remained hungry. That is when she was like, no, I can't die of hunger. Let me talk. Told the guy, I think it was better if I ordered my own plate. So asked her, what do you want to eat? And she was like, chapatis will be okay. So they brought chapatis and he ate too, the chapatis. When they finished, that is when they went back to his room. So when they went back to his room, he was like, he's very, very tired. So no goodies were shared that night. But Rebecca tells us, they enjoyed each other. You know what the couples do when they don't want to eat, like eat them the goodies. Yeah, touched each other, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And then he told her, I'm sorry, I'm going to sleep. So slept earlier and left Rebecca awake. He slept at 9 p.m. Yeah, so yeah, Rebecca stayed awake and later also slept. When she slept, then the next morning, when he woke up in the morning, that is when the goodies were enjoyed. But here, Rebecca tells us, to be honest, did not enjoy the goodies that much because felt like ripped off, felt like there is something that wasn't okay, felt like that guy was, those cheap guys, because told herself, if I told this guy after telling her, I want to date you, let's be girlfriend and boyfriend, if I told him I want to think about it, I think wouldn't have taken me out for dinner. That is why pulled me into a swimming pool so that he can see the connection between us and all that, to decide whether to take me out for dinner or not. So felt like had suppressed her intuition, but at the same time was following the TikTok advice. If you find a white guy, he's interested in you, play dumb. Go with the flow. Use him as a bridge to get to where you want. You will be spoiled. You'll get this. You'll get that. Yeah. So kept on with the relationship, and that's when Peter came up with stories like he has got 3 houses in Europe, 1 in Germany, another in Czech Republic, because he had an insurance company in Czech Republic. Also said has got a house in Spain, but later told her the house in Spain is my dad's house and I am waiting for him to sell that house so that I can get a part of my inheritance. So Peter couldn't wait for the dad to die to get his own inheritance. No. Pressured the dad, manipulated him to sell that house so that he can get that money, and told Rebecca, when I get that money, I am going to buy another bigger house in Germany. So asked herself, if this guy has got all those houses, why does he need to buy another house? But anyways, okay, that is his decision. So kept on enjoying good times together in Watamu. So guys, here Rebecca said, yes, could see the red flags and say, this is a red flag, I think this is a red flag. But the more she kept on being closer to him, the red flags started changing the colors. So they changed into baby pink, bluish, greenish, yellowish. And the more she was connecting with him, with her body, the more the red flags disappeared. So they kept on changing into different colors, but never to red, never to look like red flags. The things that she could see as red flags before. So friends, all was good between Peter and Rebecca. Then Peter had a plan before meeting Rebecca of going on a safari with his family, his dad, his aunties, and other relatives that were in Kenya. Then that time came for him to go for safari with his family. But what he did, called the dad, was like, Dad, I won't be coming with you guys because I've met this beautiful woman that I'm getting to know. I am establishing our connection, so you guys can go for safari and I will stay with her. So the dad said fine, traveled to Nairobi, left Peter and Rebecca in Watamu. So when they remained in Watamu, Rebecca tells us he kept on with this behavior of wanting to order for 1 plate. But she could say, no, we're not going to order for 1 plate. And that's how they could end up ordering for 2 plates, because she could put her foot on the ground. But whenever they could go, for example, shopping, this guy could complain, everything is expensive. Could see this is expensive. Oh my God, all the time. But with all these, they were not looking like red flags to Rebecca at that time. I told you, was already in love. And guys, before I continue, please, let's be gentle. Let's not judge Rebecca. Yeah, but learn from her story, okay? This lady went through a lot, and you judging her, you're actually taking her back to the trauma that she went through. Even today, checked me, was like, Bella, I was watching some videos on your channel and oh my God, lady saying, I didn't see that as a red flag. If you're not in her shoes, you can say, oh wow, how comes she didn't see that as a red flag? It is clear that this is a red flag. Yeah, but her being lived that relationship can tell you it's not easy, especially if you are dating someone who is very manipulative, have brainwashed you, and then you're following people that are giving you advice, people that are incompetent, you know, on giving advice, but pretending that, oh, we know, we are competent, follow this, and this. Yeah, you won't see those as red flags. So let's just be nice, learn, and enjoy the love story. Let's continue, guys. So guys, Rebecca tells us in the past had lost her job, but then started applying for jobs, and you know how it is hard to find a job in Kenya, but eventually was very, very lucky, got a job with Absa Bank, and was going to be paid 60,000 Kenyan shillings every month. So at the time she had met Peter, had remained 1 week for her to go and report at work. So they kept on staying together, and when had remained something like 2 days for her to go report at work, had to tell Peter, you know what, I've been here with you, we have enjoyed, but it's time for me to go back to work. I'm supposed to start working on Monday in Nairobi. That's when Peter was like, no, don't go to work. You can stay with me. I know right now you're like, what? Don't go to work? Yeah, he told her that, stay with me, and started asking her, your previous job, how much were they paying you? She said, I was paid 25,000 Kenyan shillings. And this job, they were going to be paying me 60,000 Kenyan shillings. He said, don't worry. Don't go to work. You can call them and tell them, no, you no longer want that job. Turn them down. I'm going to be paying you 25,000 Kenyan shillings, and I'll be taking care of you, whatever you want. Oh my God. Guess what? She accepted and was like, I'll be taking the 25,000 Kenyan shillings. I'll be staying with my man. At the same time, I'm free to do my side hustles. I have got enough time to do everything. So when she accepted, then Peter told her, but for now, I've got only 10,000 Kenyan shillings. Oh my God, from 25,000 to 10,000 Kenyan shillings. But had said yes, so accepted that 10,000 Kenyan shillings and kept on staying with Peter in Watamu. When the relatives were done with safari, returned to Germany, he was like, I'm staying in Kenya with my girlfriend. So remained in Kenya with Rebecca, and they were in Nairobi staying at Lavington. Yeah. So all was good. Rebecca got manipulated. The guy kept on brainwashing her. Anyone watching this video, you are a lady, never ever do such kind of a mistake. Never. No matter how rich that guy is, I told you, people change. There is challenges that is brought by the reality of life. So you can't just depend on a human being. Never ever. Okay, and as we continue with the story, you will agree with me why I'm telling you this. So in Nairobi, it tells us things were okay. Even came the Valentine's, it was February. These people met in February, early February 2024 in Watamu. So at that time they were in Nairobi when it was Valentine's. Then, you know, as ladies, and Rebecca tells us is the lady that likes to be treated well, being spoiled by the boyfriend. So on Valentine's was really expecting a lot, and Peter wasn't doing anything. Eventually decided to open up and tell Peter, I love flowers. Peter told her, I'm a bush boy. I told you I was born in Twapa. I don't know these things of flowers, what. But eventually took her out on a dinner date on Valentine's. Was super happy. And after 3 weeks of them being together, he asked her if she is willing to travel with him to Europe, to Germany, visit his country. Of course, Rebecca said, yes, I am willing to travel with you. And he started to research, you know, preparing everything to make sure that Rebecca gets that visa. So after having all the documents, went to the embassy, applied for the visa, eventually got that visa. Rebecca was super happy. Then started waiting for her to travel with Peter to Germany because the days were going and her visa was already almost expiring because he started saying, oh, he's looking for the money, for the ticket. Oh my god, lots of excuses. But eventually, guys managed to get the money and traveled with Rebecca to Germany. Arrived in Berlin. It was around in the evening. Rebecca tells us it was freezing. Yeah, you know, in March here in Europe, in some European countries, it is still very cold. But with Italy, we are kind better. When it is in March, the weather starts getting a little bit warm. But for some countries, like I said, it is still like winter. And this lady was coming from Africa. The weather is good, it is hot. So it's normal for her to feel like it was freezing. Tells us was wearing a long tight and a t-shirt. Started telling him it's super cold. But told her, don't worry, when we arrive the next day, I'll take you shopping, I'll do this, I'll do that. So had lots of expectations. So when they arrived in Berlin, took her into a motel, and that evening when she said was hungry, Peter told her doesn't have any money with him to buy her food, so was like, we are going to sleep hungry today. Oh my god. When I heard that, I was like, is this guy crazy? And I also remembered the advice that TikTokers were giving her. They're telling you to use a white guy to come to Europe. Come to Europe and live what kind of life? Imagine this lady arriving in Europe, day one, is making her sleep hungry. No food at all. Wow. So she slept hungry in that motel, and the next day was asking him to take her shopping so that can buy her the jackets and warm clothes because she had very light clothes with her. The guy tells her, no, we should go out, look for food. She's like, for me, I'm not going out if you're not taking me shopping. It is freezing. How will I be able to stay like somewhere, sit down, eat, feeling cold like this? Then started telling her, you can put on my clothes. Wear my trouser inside and then up you put your clothes. And if you see this guy, I'll share a photo here. He's super tall. Very tall, just like my husband. But Rebecca is on a more shorter side if you make them stand together with this guy, and he's telling her to put on his clothes. Shame on you, Peter. How could you do that to such a beautiful woman? But yeah, that is how it went. She refused and really became upset. When he saw her getting upset, told her, okay, let's go, I'll take you shopping. So they went past somewhere, and this guy had to give out his watch. Then they gave him the money. That's when took Rebecca to eat some kebab. Can you imagine? And as she was eating, this guy has no shame, started telling her, make sure you finish that kebab because there won't be any other food for today. We are going to be eating one time. She was in a shock, like, are you for real? Oh, you are joking, because couldn't believe it. They were living in a nice hotel in Kenya. How comes he's doing this in Germany? But he kept on insisting, and that's when she was like, oh wow, the guy is serious. So ate. When they finished, the guy never even took her for shopping. Stayed in Berlin for 2 days. Then the third day, traveled to the countryside where Peter's dad lives. So arriving at his dad's place, that is the house that he said was his. But in reality, that house wasn't Peter's house and wasn't even Peter's dad's house. He was only renting in Germany. The house in Czech Republic was renting too. The only house the dad had was the one in Spain. And Peter was waiting for that money, told Rebecca. I remember Rebecca telling me this when she came to me. I'll tell you that time. And when I asked her what Peter does for a living and the whole thing, she was like, Bella, he told me that he has got lots of unpaid taxes in Czech Republic. So he wants that money so that he can clear those taxes and the debts, and then the remaining money buy the house in Germany. So we see up to now, this guy has proved to be a liar. You can't trust a guy who is a liar, dear beautiful sisters. So they kept on staying at his dad's place, and the dad could spoil them. So here, that is when she started discovering the true colors of Peter. Peter was depending on the dad. When the dad could be around, even in Kenya, all was fine. But when the dad is not around, this guy doesn't have anything. Also came to discover he has got a gambling problem. So whatever money he could get, could gamble it, could do online trading. He was super addicted, and she discovered that addiction in Germany. This is why I've been telling you, don't only see the side of the guy in Africa. Get to his country, also see how he behaves in his country. You will discover more things that will determine if you should keep on with a relationship or end it. So after seeing everything that was going on in Germany, the whole excitement she had of her being in Germany, the imagination that she had before she fell out of everything, was like, I am going back to Kenya. So never overstayed or anything, returned back to Kenya. So when she returned back to Kenya, expected that he would be sending her the money, because remember, had turned down the job offer from Absa Bank. The guy kept on giving her reasons of not sending the money. They kept on dragging each other till when he came back with his dad.